I know. That is very distracting. All right, you're on.
All right, so we'll call the meeting to order. Does someone want to read the land acknowledgement? Or I can. Okay.
We are on the land which has long served as a site of meeting and exchange among indigenous peoples for thousands of years and is the home of the Western Abenaki people. The Charlotte Library honors, recognizes, and respects these peoples, especially the Abenaki, as the traditional stewards of the lands and waters on which we gather today. In that spirit, today we will begin by acknowledging that we are guests in this land. We need to respect and help protect the lands within our use.
Thank you. And since we have guests, maybe we'll go around and everyone can introduce themselves. Please.
Very good.
I'll start. I'm Robert Smith. I'm the board chair. Go ahead and introduce why you're here. And
I'm Janice Heilman. I'm the secretary of the board and a member. I'm Lindsay Smith. I'm the vice chair of the board and a member.
I'm Natalie Canner. I'm the select board liaison to the library.
I'm Margaret Woodruff. I'm the library director.
I'm Anne Marie Andriola. I'm the treasurer for the next 3 weeks.
I'm Nina Regan. I'm a guest. I'm here for the Declaration of Inclusion agenda item.
And I'm Hyla Patton. I'm running to replace Anne Marie, who's stepping down from the board.
all right. Next we'll the meeting minutes.
They should be in your packet.
So we can review them and if anyone has any corrections.
Everything looked good to me.
No.
No.
If there are no corrections, if we could have a motion to accept the meeting minutes. Everyone finish.
Have I wrote them?
I had no idea. Sure. I'll make a motion to
I'll do it now.
accept the
That's better.
January 2nd meeting minutes.
We have a second.
I'll second him.
All in favor? All right, great. Public comment. The chair has no public comment right now. I think that we are going to celebrate a member today, so we will talk about them later. So sad day. But, all right. Any other comments?
We do have someone from the public here. Rachel, hi.
Oh,
Margaret,
Hi.
welcome.
Hi, thank you.
Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Rachel.
Hi, how are you all?
Fine, thanks. Do you have any, are you here for public comment or?
No, I'm here for the at 4:50 agenda item with Nina.
Okay.
Excellent.
I'm glad you got here early because we're moving right along.
yeah.
Honestly, just testing things out, making sure I had it, but I'm glad to say hello.
You're here.
Do you want us to wait?
So Pete was supposed to come, but we're about 15 minutes early. So
Right,
yeah,
so
let's
we can
move on.
keep going
Yeah,
with
yeah.
other things if you want to wait
that
for
would be
him.
very kind. if
Yeah,
you don't
we
mind.
absolutely
Yeah,
can.
thank
All right.
you.
So let's go to the select board updates.
I don't have anything specific for you all. I don't think, do you have anything for me? Any questions, concerns, things you want me to bring up at the next meeting? Which is tonight?
I mean, one thing that I had spoken with Nate a little bit about was the ethics.
Yeah.
ordinance that you all are talking about.
Yeah.
tonight,
Did you review the
Yes.
process? What'd you think?
That sounded, it's on our, I can address it a little bit later, but I did go over it with him and I did check with the Department of Libraries to make sure that it was sort of in sync with their understanding of things as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're in good shape.
Good. Okay. Okay.
Anything else for the select board liaison? Thank you, Madam. Treasurer's reports.
Yes. Okay, so, as you can see, we are 58% of the way through the year and we're at 56% of the total budget. I think we're going to be in fine shape for the rest of the year. There's the items that we've talked about before, mainly the maintenance, and I think that we'll be able to cover it with other line items. And then it just, we've raised that for next year in the budget and
Mhm.
yeah.
But I guess that would be the only other thing is the repair. Having that sort of rollover funds so that we're planning ahead
Mhm.
and setting aside money for
Mhm.
potential.
And we did send over a list to
Yeah,
me
Kenny.
I
of,
saw.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
some specific, items. And then our request for a townwide handy person
Mhm.
who could actually, because when we were filling it out, we were looking at it and saying, we're really not qualified to like say,
Yeah.
okay, this has to be replaced in 10 years, this has to be replaced in 5 years. And
Right.
so Margaret did look back and looked to see what the life was, if anyone talked about it. And so we gave some guidelines,
Mhm.
but it was very difficult for us to say, this is going to need to be replaced. And we felt that if we had a handy person going from town building to town building, they can say, oh, we just need to replace this one part.
Yes.
And then that would help us defray the maintenance costs
Yeah.
going forward on the library building and of the other town buildings. So we did mention that to him again. And
I thought it was a
think-
great suggestion.
yeah, and I think that's something that maybe that could be continued to be brought up and hopefully it will get there at some point.
Yeah, I think it's a great thought. And we all know that keeping up with things is a lot cheaper than building
Yes.
them anew, which is where we're at with the bathhouse at this
Yes.
point.
Yes.
So, yeah, I mean, it's something I would certainly advocate for. I think it's wasn't really part of the budget conversation for this year, which
Mhm.
means obviously that it might not happen for
Mhm.
until the next budget cycle, but that gives us time to think about it, talk about it. What would that look like?
Mhm.
How much would it cost to do that kind of
Right.
like work? So I think it's a great idea.
And
can
then-
it at this point be included as part of the budget?
I mean, could it be wiggled? I think that there was a deadline because of the printing.
Mhm.
Um, so I don't know that it can be, I don't know. I will ask but that would require it going before the select board? No, probably not, because the next select board meeting is the Monday before town meeting day, and I don't think that we would be able to get the select board approval at this point to add that so close to town meeting day. But all hope is not lost because it's just starting the conversation. These things take so long, so I think it's still important to have the conversation.
The only other, one of the other things is the postage grant for next year. So that is a federally funded grant. So we have that in here for next, in our budget for next year. So we don't, I mean, we don't know if we'll actually get that. There are other grants that we've applied to for one-off items over the years that are probably also federally funded. It comes down through the Vermont Library Association, but it's probably from federal grants.
Do you have anything that you are slated to receive the remainder of this fiscal year from a federally funded grant that you've already put into your last budget? Any projects that you got approved grants for that you just haven't received the money?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm waiting to hear on a grant. But that's the American Library Association.
Okay.
I think that is a foundation grant, not a federal grant.
Okay.
So that was the only thing that we could identify that we had assumed for the budget
Wow.
next year.
Yeah, and that probably won't be available.
Probably won't be.
I would
Oh,
imagine.
yeah,
Yeah,
could be, could not. No.
interesting.
This 1,300.
Yeah, And we actually we get about or close to $700 for, it goes toward the courier for interlibrary loan.
Oh, wow, as well.
So the grant is $700.
The grant is
About it,
$700.
So if you were able to, would it make sense to add $700 to your budget?
Are we able to?
Well, that's what I'm gonna ask, because I just said no about the other thing, but I'm not sure now. I mean, and you know, on town meeting day, we can make adjustments
Right.
anyway,
Oh,
so
that's a thought, actually.
yeah, right, if you show up
Yeah.
at the meeting and you just advocate for an extra $700 in the budget, or I can join you in that, but it'd be faster to add it in there. And so would you like me to ask if we can add it to your current budget request for?
Yeah, I mean, we don't have a definite answer on whether or
Right,
not
that's
it
the
would be,
question.
right,
Yeah.
and whether or not it's not.
We don't
going-
know for sure whether it
Yeah.
will or will not be available.
Mhm. Well, and the worst that happens is you get an extra $700, you get the grant, and then that money goes back to the town at the end of the year because
Mhm.
it's.
Not needed,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe we can talk about that before bringing it up on town
The
meeting day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so you don't want me to try to get that added in ahead of time, though?
Oh, if we could do it
Yeah,
ahead of time,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. I'll get back to you.
thank you.
Is there any other questions on the current budget?
I have a question just about your computer equipment. Do you all use the same people as the town hall uses for computer repairs and?
Nope. Have Susanna.
Oh, right, okay.
I just want to say that, Margaret and I were putting together some talking points for the proposed budget. And we'll get that out to all of you in the next few days. I'm gonna send it to Lindsay and Margaret, and we're gonna get those talking points out to everyone. And so, we did receive the salary information from the town, so I plugged that into that, that spreadsheet. And so even with the salaries, we are at a 2.87% change. Without the salaries, our operating budget is 1.38% increase, or $650.
So what did they do with the salaries? Was it cost of living or only? Or-
That's what, for now, I think that they just put in there, I think the current, federal COLA is like 3.7% or
Okay.
something like that. So I think in the short term, as a placeholder, they put in a cost of living increase,
Okay.
knowing that this is all subject to
The last one I saw was at 3%, but.
3% flat. Okay.
Why are salaries in the budget for next year?
Because that's what goes out to, that's what goes out to the town in the town report. And
Okay,
what will be put up, on town meeting day.
okay,
And so what people are looking at, they're going to see everything.
It's always in
We
there.
Yeah, it's
we
always in
include
there.
The salaries
Yeah.
in there.
so the library,
The
the
library
salaries
salaries
are included in the,
Correct.
Yeah,
I
the
thought they
senior
were
center
together.
seniors are included in theirs.
Salary is
Planning and
line
zoning.
itemized, yeah.
Each department has their salary.
but I thought it was salaries, library, senior center, everything listed out, not pulled
No,
into,
each department has them all included in their,
oh,
But not benefits.
It's like a factor of
Okay.
municipal transparency. It's not meant
Okay.
to call anybody out.
okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
but not, okay, not benefit.
Right.
not
Correct.
benefits.
because that's sort of a lump.
Okay,
And what we present the operating budget. And then the salaries flow into it, and then the town sees the full report
Got
from the
it.
library.
okay, okay.
But you all don't have anything to do with it.
Correct.
So,
And so what you have there is what you've gotten from the town?
It's a combination, the information from the town put in with our operating budget that we presented,
Mhm.
plus the notes that Margaret and I worked on
Okay,
to hand out to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
good. Thanks for the notes in advance.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need 'em.
Thank you very much.
Mhm.
Right, so we'll go to the director's report.
All right, yeah,
All right.
so, yeah, we're still, our in-house circulation is a little bit, was a little bit of a dip, and I'm, it's still looking. That's.
Hi.
Hi.
Wait.
No.
There, you might want to go down there. Crowded. Um. So, but I think, overall, not a huge issue. I think we're still doing pretty well. We certainly have a lot of people coming into the library, and that's a big jump from last year. So I think it more points to the different reasons that people use libraries beyond
Yeah.
the books on the shelves, although they are, I would still argue, a very important part of what we do. Our computer use was up, phone references were up. Susanna had 22 people come in to check out. That's probably one person a day for the entire month of January.
Yeah.
Do they usually make appointments, Margaret?
Yes, but sometimes people call and say, I'm stuck with my iPhone, how can you help me? And she'll accommodate them if she can. Anne Marie went over the budget, our programs. We had a nice group of folks show up for a variety of programs last month, so that was great. Lots of different kinds of things happening. Our Lego Saturdays have picked up a little bit, I think, with the weather being what it was. People continue to like the take and make, the pickup craft programs you can take home and work on. A few notes for the trustees. There was a collection development webinar today at noon. I was not able to attend, but I'm gonna go to the recorded session. They put out a model policy for collection development, and I haven't had a chance to look at it yet, but I think since you all just recently revised yours, we're probably in pretty good shape, but couldn't hurt to take a look at what they've got and see if there's anything that might need to be taken into consideration.
And Margaret, this link, we can go on and also watch.
Yeah, there's,
Okay,
the
great.
recording should be there, yep. The John Swan lecture, that's the intellectual freedom lecture that the Vermont Library Association puts on every year, and so this is what the topic is for this year. I don't know that if it's a hybrid or not, but if you're inclined to go, it looks like it would be really interesting. There will be a trustee training for new and current trustees. They haven't announced the date yet, but that will be in April.
Great.
And then I thought you all might be interested in the New York Public Libraries put together a really interesting report about libraries and well-being and how libraries contribute to community and individual well-being. So that was nice to read. As Anne Marie mentioned, we submitted the repair list to Nate. Programs, Sally Mack is now doing a music jam the last Sunday afternoon of every month, and she's had one, and so far it's gone great. We have Earth Month planning going on. There will be another big Earth Month event, working with the Conservation Commission and the tree folks and Park and Wildlife Refuge, among other, and the school is joining us this year too, which is really great. Cheryl is busy preparing for summer reading and continues to get so many positive comments about her collection. I mean, we had a teacher in there the other day. Just said, this is amazing. She was just really, really impressed. So she's doing a great job, which we knew already, but it's always nice to hear it. George is continuing to update the library of things. We seem to be fine tuning it. There's always some new iteration. We're adding sustainable development goals, or we're making the links easier for people to find on the library website. So that's keeping her on her toes. Jake was delighted that we have finally ordered our new shelving. When it will appear, I have no idea. And Jenny, sort of with her local history hat on, is working on a map project. She's working with Charlie Russell and Carrie Spear, and it'll be the sort of historic maps of Charlotte And they'll be on display here in March and April. Susanna, as I said, she's had this big uptick in tech help requests, and she's been working on providing some tech updates for staff related to AI and our new the new sort of interface for our library system. I will be going to Creative Sector Day on Wednesday. That's with the Vermont Arts Council, the Vermont Humanities Council, and a host of other folks at the State House. So I will be gone for the first part of the day as part of my role as VLA with VLA. And then I'll be giving a presentation on the 28th about sustainable programming in libraries, programming in libraries. You'll be surprised to hear. We are 92% complete with our certification. I think one of the last things will be what you all are talking about tonight, the mission statement. And then we have to figure out the celebration. And then this policy procedure politics. There has been some information put out about libraries and immigration enforcement. And since we are within 100 miles of the border, the fact that there are extra measures that the immigration enforcement folks can make. I don't know what here in Charlotte, what that might be, but it just seemed like a good idea for us to know about it. And then I mentioned the collection development, ethics, the select board is voting on the ordinance tonight, I believe. And as I mentioned, Nate and I met about it. And then I spoke with Kevin Unrath, a friend of the Department of Libraries. And they have a list of municipal officers, and so library board will be listed is within that list of municipal officers who will be subject to the ethics rules, which makes sense. And it looks like what would happen is that depending on which department it is, Nate or Lori or I would be the ones, if there was an ethics question raised in that particular department, we would be the investigating officers. But if we're the person being investigated, I think it would be our respective boards that would look into that. And then, but then I believe ultimately it is the select board that is the final ethics arbiter, if I understand correctly. But I think that if there are questions, that might be something, if you have questions, I haven't seen the language since that, and I don't know if it's in the packet, but.
I do have it with me,
Okay,
but
that would be, I would refer you to Natalie.
There are training.
And then there is
involved
training, and
for-
it's recommended that we go to the training, and I have
Okay.
that link in here too.
so it was actually one of my questions is it's mandatory for certain
Not for
members, but not
library.
for libraries. Okay.
And that we heard straight from the, whoever the ethics commission, head of the
Okay.
ethics commission.
Did I read that the library board, there's an online training you can do?
Yes, that's what that link is for, right? in
Uh-huh.
here.
It's not live that where we're sitting listening to someone, it's a
I think
recorded
it's,
training.
yeah, I think it's whatever that term
For your,
is.
okay.
Yeah, that you can do
Pre-recorded.
it in your own time. kind of thing.
Like the liquor control board.
But when you said it's not required, what is, what part of that? is
Some
the-
members of like all the select board members, and I think certain committee members and commissioners have to take this training
Okay.
in order to continue in their role by
Okay.
September. So there's a little time, but I wasn't sure which.
Yeah, I don't think,
Not
it's
for library, yeah.
suggested, but I don't think it's required, and I think it could even be one, like. Member on that. Yes.
Very good.
Oh, and then someone would like to, from CDU, would like to have a table here for Amnesty International. Just to hand out information, and I said I thought that was okay, but I wanted to check with you all.
Would it be like a permanent table that's just?
No, it would be just for, I think there's a week coming up, a CBU like outreach week, and they would like to be here.
What would be on it?
Information about the different campaigns that Amnesty International is undertaking, I think. And people, maybe volunteer opportunities, or I'm certain, but they'd be happy to take a donation or something like that.
They man the table at some point?
Yeah, they'll be here, and they might not be here the whole time, but they will be here most of the time, and as with anything, it's like, it's here at the library, but it's not a library. It's like the things that are on the bulletin board, that's not connected.
Do you get a lot of requests like that? Can I set up a table about XYZ?
Not usually, no.
Okay,
I mean, every once in a while we get, or can we put a box in the lobby to collect,
yeah,
socks or hats or something.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, sorry, just one other thing, our donation from MLK for the care kits was I mean, we have more stuff than we know what to do with.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's great.
So, yeah, so Susanna and I will put that stuff together and it'll go to the Joint Urban Ministry Project downtown next week.
That's great.
So I don't think there's any opposition to having a table. Or I should ask, is there any concern about having the table in the Amnesty International table?
I just wonder if there's gonna be a request for a different type of table.
If there is, we'd have to say, I mean, it's freedom of information, so.
Yeah, okay,
And we do have the policy which talks about, we've talked about what
Mhm.
types of,
Mhm.
yeah,
okay,
people can, what groups can,
right.
have activities here at the library based on DLA, basically.
And that applies to,
Like this to
okay,
me.
all right.
Yeah.
good.
What,
I'll
what
move
groups
on.
would not be permitted to have it?
Well, a lot of it was hate speech
Yeah.
groups.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I think that was the principle,
That was-
I think.
Yeah,
And a lot of it is open to interpretation.
And I think we also referred to a listing
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
put out.
Southern poverty law,
Southern, yeah.
We cited, yes, a couple of,
yeah.
as identifying those groups,
lists,
so.
yeah.
So does somebody review what's going to be on the table? And say, yeah, this is fine or not, or,
I think we would not want to, because if we or you offered any opinion, then I think if there were any questions, that would come back to the library, whereas
An
if we could say
endorsement, possibly.
freedom of information, they would like to present this information and we don't.
I don't think we would want to say that, so.
Okay.
Yeah. So are we okay with this? Should we have a vote, a motion will make a motion to allow them to place the?
Do we have to? I mean, I
I
don't think we
don't know.
can.
Yeah, I don't think we can.
I
It's
just want
just
someone
more
to-
about, yeah, I think it's,
Yeah.
Everyone okay
I
with
would
it?
have put it in the agenda if I.
Yeah. If
Or
everyone's okay
just
with it,
like,
then that's fine.
yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah, okay, I just wanted an answer. All right. Any questions from Margaret?
Thank you, Margaret.
Thank you. Oh, wait, I do have a question. What's red cards?
Oh, I have maybe you've heard about these, they're cards that can be printed out and some library, the Fletcher Freeze is handing them out, they're laminated. For people who might be at risk from immigration officers. So it's a card stating your rights and that if you don't speak English, you can hand it to the officer and say, this is
Ah.
fine.
Okay.
is there some guidance about what the card would say, or you get them from
Oh,
someone?
I have the card, I can show you a copy of the card.
Have you seen it?
No. but- Standard card,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think we mess with that.
No, I just,
Okay.
I've never heard of a red card.
I can go, I'll go get it.
Oh, no, that's okay, I'm
Yeah,
just,
Okay.
So what if we go back then to your presentation?
Thank you all, for giving us this time. Thank you, Pete and Rachel, for joining me. And actually Natalie, thanks for being here because you were a big help in getting the declaration of inclusion passed in the first place. So I assume you all have read this.
Mhm.
There's not a lot to them. So really, the three of us are here hoping that we can use the library for a venue to a regular meeting place for a new group, which would be the Charlotte Declaration of Inclusion Implementation Group, knowing full well that this is a group of Charlotte residents that has no decision rights on, you know, what town will and won't do regarding implementation. However, I mean, really, the main idea is that the declaration is not just a piece of paper, that nobody knows about. It needs to be shared openly that Charlotte the select boards, you know, voted to support this. And we join 159 other cities and towns in actually implementing it. And what implementation looks like is totally up to the town of Charlotte. And it's not just a select board thing. It's informed by what the citizens want and need. And we saw a lot of input via Front Porch Forum, via letters to the select board. It's not really organized in any way yet. And so we thought, you know, it might make sense to have a regular meeting of town folks to see, well, how might we you know, tee up options and ideas. So it's really an opportunity to share and listen and learn and look to other leaders to use what we're learning to make decisions about what they will and won't do. So we're not organized in terms of, you know, like what's the agenda for the first meeting and how often are you gonna meet and who's invited, everybody's invited. So I guess I want to just kind of open it up and ask what questions do you have? And Rachel and Pete, do you have anything you would add?
I would just say that I think the library appeals to us because the debate leading up to it felt like parties against each other, and I think the library is a place where everybody has been and feels comfortable and it's neutral, and we want everyone who has an opinion on the matter to feel welcome to come in and share it with us and hear everyone else's opinions. And it also takes the burden off of people hosting at their homes and
Yeah.
and all that kind of thing. So it just feels like the perfect place.
It was actually an interesting segue from the previous discussion to this, right? What's
Yeah.
allowed,
Yeah.
hopefully this.
Yeah.
We're the antithesis
Yeah.
of the hate groups. So,
Yeah.
Oh, you're on mute, Rachel.
I'm less capable on Zoom than maybe other things, but the there's some examples on the Vermont inclusion website. There's some examples of, you know, initial implementation are things as simple as putting on the town website the statement of inclusion, putting in the annual report the statement of inclusion. These were just, you know, putting a placard in town hall or maybe in the library, or you know, just sort of making that inclusion statement visible. But beyond that, you know, there's not, like, just to echo what Nina is saying, this is definitely something that, you know, our town as a entity, as a collection of people, can sort of like design and you know, sort of for lack of a better word, sort of spearhead our own kind of interests and implementation. I'm like, as someone who has written grants in the past for various things, there is grant money available for implementation of projects too. Just to put that out there. So I think, like, it's exciting just to have the possibility of engaging the wider community with sort of coming up with creative things that we could do that everybody's on board with. Yeah, and the library is a beautiful space. Sitting in my basement and looking at you all in that room, that like sunset, sort of snowy, icy background behind you. Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah, I think I would like to add also that Al Wakefield, the guy who spearheaded this effort, has just published a press release sharing what other towns have done. So the idea is we need to learn from our own folks what the areas of interest are and look at what other towns are doing maybe we can, kind of build off of what's already been done rather than
Mhm.
reinventing wheels.
Interesting.
So at the moment, you're looking towards the library to help you find a space to host those meetings.
Like
Mhm.
here.
Yeah.
Is this like the only option for a meeting space or,
It depends
Yeah.
on when you meet, yeah.
yeah, there are other
Well,
rooms.
there's the main
The
reading
main-
room,
Oh,
Out in
okay.
the,
yeah, where
would
the
just be
adult
open
fiction is,
outtake
that's a
room.
more
This
open
is the only
space.
closed.
This is the
Oh,
only-
okay.
Unless you're having a very small meeting and then you can go into the telecommuting room, but that's about 4 people max.
I hope it's more than that.
Yeah.
We're expecting about 1,500 in the first.
You're offering refreshments.
Required.
well, I mean, when we did the renovation, part of the things we really looked at was putting in a space like this for hosting. So people could have a space to host meetings and whatever, because it was in the past, right in the middle of the library, which could have been, a little noisy.
Yeah.
And so this was really, one of the 2 things we really wanted to have in the new library and we renovated it, so, yeah, so this is, I mean, the perfect opportunity to use the space, so.
Great.
Yeah,
And I mean, that there are library policies, like things to do if it's after hours, that kind of stuff, and
right,
um,
I mean, one of the good things is it has an exit, and so the rest of it, you can use it after hours.
Oh.
Because we had this exit, then the library can be closed off, and we still have access to the restrooms and this place, and so.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it's,
Yeah.
that's what we were thinking of as we did this. And I don't think that does anyone have any questions or objections or?
Do you know how often you meet, or ideally?
Maybe once a month?
Yeah, I mean, it's such a long-term project that I think there's no need to feel like we have to meet every week or anything like that. I think what we had talked about last week was also taking the time in between meetings to gather ideas or information from everyone in our networks so that they don't necessarily need to come to the meeting, but we can share what they've shared with us. Well, I'm not sure how we would do that, but probably be pretty casual at first, and then anyone that's here or on maybe even Zoom, we'd be sharing more than just the people that are able to come. So that takes time, so a month
Yeah.
seems pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
And Jolene is my partner who owns the brick store, and I think she hears a lot from people. So, yeah, I think, making a push to let people know that it exists and that they can give us their thoughts and feelings all the time, any day of the week, and then we have
Yeah.
these meetings once a month.
Can I just ask a clarifying question about one thing you said, which is Zoom?
Mm.
Is the library able to provide that hosting capacity for Zoom, or would that be something that they would have to bring their own? Because
That's a good
Good
question.
question.
I think there is the potential to provide the Zoom, and it might depend on when you have your meeting.
Okay.
If it's Sunday afternoon, that might be a little trickier than Monday evenings.
Okay.
But we could probably figure something out,
So Margaret, would you be our conduit for,
probably, if that's
Everything.
okay with them.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah, okay.
but alternately, if they couldn't use your computers, could they just bring their own and
Oh,
Zoom from
for
a
sure.
private?
Oh,
Zoom.
absolutely, yeah.
You just don't get to use the owl.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And Margaret, paperwork to.
I think the only thing that would need to happen would be, again, if you were meeting at a time when the library isn't open, you would just need to fill out that we're using this space and we check you out a key And then you put it in the book drop when you're done, and then you check it out again the next time you need it. That seems to be what works out the best.
Okay,
So that each time if they meet, they would fill out.
They don't have to fill out a new form each time, but they would have to check out the key.
Mhm.
It's just easier for us if the key comes back here than if there's
Mhm.
sort of keys floating around Charlotte.
of course, yeah.
If we
Fair
were to do it, if it is approved, but we don't, there might be 100 people that would wanna come, so how should we shape the sort of announcement invitation? Is there a capacity cap or?
Well, you probably couldn't fit 100, as you could imagine, you couldn't
Yeah.
fit 100 people in here.
There is
There
a
is a
cap.
cap.
There is a cap. You
Yeah.
could fit about 25 people in here. It's pretty cozy.
Yeah.
You could fit many more people out in the main reading room. And that would require moving some furniture out of the way, but that can be done also. So
Okay.
I think it's, if you get a sense of what your capacity, what that might be.
Yeah.
then-
I think, well, I asked that because maybe we could do, you know, an Evite or something that
Mhm.
has only a certain
Mhm.
amount of people can
Mhm.
RSVP or something by a certain date, and then,
The restaurant Zoom,
and the rest can be on Zoom.
yeah, because I'm kind of by definition, better be inclusive.
Yeah. That's the dream, to turn people away at the door.
Is that the dream? I'm just
That would-
thinking about your setup too, like, we do the select board meetings sometimes in there, but the way those are set up is that there's a sort of a table at front and then like an audience, and I don't think that's quite the
No,
style that you're looking for. You probably want
Yeah.
something more of a round table, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
So that is
It's
limiting by
fabulous.
virtue of just like how big can you make a circle and still hear the people in the
Right.
circle?
yeah,
Mhm.
But certainly, I mean, I could go to this, you can go to the space and kind of get a sense of where.
Yeah.
Look around.
can we do that now?
Yeah, sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
we'll just go off.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead. Come on, take
Yeah.
it.
Okay, awesome,
Cause that sounds like that would be the limiting, this is defined by the
Yeah,
fire department.
right.
about how
Yeah.
many people we can have in here,
okay,
so.
Okay.
alright,
That might affect how you advertise for the meetings.
Yeah, and then when you go in there, you'll see there's a bank of bookshelves, maybe you've noticed it, but that has like our cookbooks and poetry collections in it, and those can be moved out of the way.
okay,
If you're having like
Oh.
seating, as we've done for the select board meeting. But then again, as you mentioned, that would just be seating, it probably wouldn't be. You know, a table with, that people could sit around.
It sounds great.
Yeah.
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 Fabulous.
I think there's
Yep.
no problem. Yeah.
Especially the snack part.
yeah. We might start on a real social network.
We'll be ready.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That sounds
Thank you.
great.
Yeah,
Thank you for
thanks
doing
for
this.
thinking.
Thanks, Rachel.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea when the first one might occur here?
Next month,
Yeah.
All right, cool.
just made that up.
Yeah, so I mean, we would just like email Margaret when we would say, like, hey, we're gonna have a meeting this Tuesday at whatever. I was just sort of like trying to get in my,
So the one caveat is the library calendar
yeah,
seeds.
Of course, yeah,
So, which, I think, I'm sure you understand that, but so, if you wanna call and let us know dates that you would like, then we can
Yeah.
let you know.
I mean, ideally, over time, we'll have recurring meetings, so,
Mhm.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you had a set
exactly.
date, that would be fine too.
Just for peace of mind.
Great, is
Yeah.
there anything else, any other questions you have for us, or?
No questions from me?
Any guardrails that we should be aware of, other than what we've talked about?
I think so.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think see you there.
Thank you for putting it together.
Thank you. Rachel.
thank you,
Thanks, Rachel.
thank you.
Oh, this is exciting.
It's a wee one arguing with their parents.
Oh.
Take care. Good night.
Oh.
Don't want to put mittens on.
Oh, boy, I remember that. Oh, my gosh, the arguments we had
Yeah.
about mittens.
I know. Well, that was cool.
Yeah.
Good.
Great.
Very, very good.
Be interesting to hear other communities that are kind of ahead of the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what other libraries are doing too.
And there is
I
a
know.
website, if you go to the website, they talk a little bit about the people who started this, there were 3 or 4 of them, I forget.
Oh.
And they have like a little bio of each one
Oh,
and
cool.
talk about,
I
it. So it's a
should-
really
I
nice
should-
website.
I should
I
take
think
a
they
look
list all the towns that maybe even have signed off, so.
Do you have any questions, Hyla? I realize we've just been kind of talking away.
Running through things.
She's muted.
Oh, you're muted.
I'm on mute. Yeah, no questions so far. I'm just trying to absorb what's happening and then figure out how I will be able to contribute. Thank you.
Outreach committee.
Sure.
report.
So the first thing that I wanted to mention was that I keep seeing metal detector requests on Front Porch Forum. And every time somebody posts about it, I write back to the person, to them individually, and I say, go to the library, there's a lot there. And they write back every time and they say, I've gotten a bunch of emails about the library, thank you. But then everybody also responds on Front Porch Forum, go to the library. So I feel like we could probably get another 10 metal detectors. We would be, they'd still be out of,
I think you're right.
There's
And
such
check it
great
out.
stories about why someone needs
know.
a metal
So
detector.
hilarious.
That could be like a whole blog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I have a friend and we talk about our Front Porch Forum Halloween costumes. Like the top 10 things on Front Porch Forum could be Halloween costumes for next year. So the metal detector, the hot tub. There's so many. All right, back to business. Emails. We have been emailing folks, letting them know about town meeting day and just what the hours are, what the town budget looks like. Let's see. What's included, what we'll be voting on from the floor on town meeting day. So I'm just making sure that folks know, in case they don't understand the difference between the March 1st and the March 4th vote. I've only gotten one response and that response was that he didn't know. So sounds like there's more to come and more to be shared from the committee, from you guys just in your conversations with friends and neighbors. Bookmarks have been flying out the door. The flyers are published and printed around the library. We've been asking groups who are meeting at the library to share that news about town meeting day. So I spoke to the knitting and crochet night about it, and we all said, well, we'll just have to show up with our knitting and crochet. So give us a reason to knit and we'll be there. I think that's it.
Great.
Yeah, we'll turn out.
And I think,
It is surprising sometimes, like people I talk to, like they still don't have it in their head.
Yeah.
that they
Yeah.
show up.
yes,
Right.
And some people I talked to, it was very confusing that it was, the Front Porch Forum said like it's voting off the floor.
Right.
right.
And so a
So
lot of people
confusing.
thought it
Yes.
was, you didn't have to be standing on the floor.
Right.
Or that you were going to be able to vote at any time.
Yeah.
The language itself is confusing.
The
Yeah.
language is very confusing, and also that for next town meeting, if you want everything on Australian ballot in 2026, you have to be at town meeting 2025 to vote on the article
For
in
that
person
person.
from the floor.
Yes.
On the floor.
Off the floor.
Of all of those prepositions.
You have to sit on the floor.
Yeah, yeah, feet
Vote
must
off
touch
the
the
floor.
floor, both of them.
On Saturday.
On Saturday. Yeah, so continue to spread the word, continue to share that about the Article 7, I think it's Article 7.
The beach,
Oh, is that the beach?
which one?
No, the
Oh,
town
the
meeting.
town meeting day, yes, yes, sorry,
That's
I think
article.
it's, there are two of them, there's 6 and 7, I think, or
Okay.
something, 7 and 8, they're both about it, yeah.
Oh, there are
Right.
2 about it.
Yeah, because I forget the way that the language is
Charlotte
written.
my
News, I
gosh.
thought, did a good job this time explaining.
Charlotte News did. Yeah, yeah. That's, I'll find it.
Yeah, sorry, I should know this,
No.
but I don't, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, so that's it.
Excellent. All right, we're on to action items.
Ooh, don't we feel excited?
Eat this thing.
So, I had sent you out the mission statement that Anne Marie and Janice and I had
Remembering.
put together. And then there is, Jenny, in her very thoughtful way, added a couple of suggested changes, which I thought were really good. So if you want to take a look.
Mhm.
Have some candy behind there. So I don't, so people have any questions? Or-
And so what is the bottom?
Oh,
Where did
that,
go?
that is an additional value, I think, that
Okay.
Jenny felt was important to include. Right, somehow when I printed this out, what's missing is a sentence that says the following are the library values, and that's inclusion, access, intellectual freedom, customer service, innovation, blah, blah, blah.
And the first part of this would be the mission statement. This is what we're
Yeah.
recommending to be the mission statement.
Not the whole thing?
Well, then the next part would be the values.
Okay, but these aren't new. The values aren't changing. It's just the mission statement. That's,
Well,
We've-
I don't know
we've
that the
never-
library's ever listed out the values
Values.
before.
Yeah.
I think they've been
I mean, you
understood.
have.
no value.
Until now.
Yeah.
Today's the day.
And thanks to Anne Marie, she was the one who found, was it the Queens Public Library that had the list of values and the somewhere in California,
Yes, it was Los Angeles.
Fullerton Public Library
Yes.
had that.
Yeah. So when I went out to other libraries, they seem to break it out between mission, vision, and now I'm forgetting what
Values,
yeah. The mission, the vision, and the values. And so when we looked at the mission and the vision, they seem to be very similar. So we thought that we can break it down to just the mission and the values. And that would cover what we wanted to put out there to the public.
and I did share this, as you can see, with Jenny's, everybody else
And-
thought it was.
Everybody was on board with it. Okay.
Absolutely.
So the collaboration is an additional value.
Yeah, she wanted to add that as an additional value.
And this is part of our sustainability certification also. so
It
it's
is,
important
yes,
to
so
come back.
in addition to updating something on our website, it also allows us to tick off another box.
Which brings us much closer to
Yes.
completion.
Yep,
And so did you touch base with your sustainability
mentor.
mentor? Yes.
Mhm. All good.
Oh,
Yep.
good. Okay.
Are library patrons traditionally referred to as customers?
Actually, that's a good catch. We refer to them here as patrons,
Okay,
which always sounds so weird to me. So, but we might, to be consistent, since that's how we've always referred to them,
And are you talking
Did
about like
under
respect?
respect, yeah. I think that must have come from them and I didn't catch that,
Queens.
yeah.
So what are we changing that to?
Patrons.
It could be patrons. I mean, could be everybody in our community. And
The sustainability one is great.
that's the triple bottom line.
Yeah. Triple bottom. I don't see anything missing. I'm trying to find what's missing. And I don't know.
I think what we tried to do when we were putting the mission together was to make sure that we tried to cover everyone in the community. To show that it wasn't just books, but we're fostering learning.
Yeah.
And that everyone has access to everything that we do here.
That innovation one is strong with emerging needs. I think that makes a lot of sense. Staff development, you know.
Right, so we wanted to also
Yeah.
make sure that it was, it could, it would still be applicable
Yeah,
as the community's needs changed
Mhm.
over the years.
right. No, and I think that that innovation applies to as the community needs change, and then also like staff development is also called workforce innovation. So you're kind of covering both of those. With those things, with innovation.
I like what collaboration says. It doesn't seem like a value to me, but I wouldn't
Yeah,
suggest that it not be included.
yeah,
But it seemed,
I like that it's added, though. I think that's,
yeah, I mean, I would never say, let's don't put it in,
Right.
but
I think collaboration is a value. You know, that we don't
Well-
do things.
Yeah, something about the way it's written.
yeah, it's
Is
the way it's written, not
Mm.
that. It's like a plan more than a.
Yeah.
Yeah, we work with
I think foster
people.
collaboration with other town.
yeah, or maybe
Yeah, with that,
fostering,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
We foster collaboration with other town organizations and statewide
Yes.
resources and leave out the, to provide a wider, because that's kind of included in a lot of these other.
We are committed to working with.
Oh, yeah,
So maybe, you know, the value is a collaboration. We want to work with everyone, not
Yeah.
necessarily.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just Anne Marie.
So are we gonna propose an official change and then, cause we're voting on this, right?
Yeah.
So what did it turn out to be?
Can
We,
we say something like we foster collaboration with other town organizations and statewide resources? Or statewide.
so people,
strive to, or,
Have to collaborate. We Are
like
committed
to
to,
work-
are committed to collaborating.
we
Yeah.
I
foster,
like foster collaboration myself,
okay.
cause I don't think that shows up anywhere. That's a good word.
Mm-hmm.
we are
With other
dedicated.
town organizations and state provider.
What
Okay,
about people, staff, town organizations and statewide resources?
I think.
Maybe I'm just getting verbose.
I think Ari's
It
point
does
is that
happen.
we look
Yeah.
beyond the library.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Collaboration.
And is there any reason to say statewide organizations to provide a wide range of services?
So I
Or
don't know
you
if we
just-
need to say the
Okay.
service part.
But just the
It's just
statewide
limiting.
resources, okay. Cause that's sort of, why else would we be collaborating with that? I don't know.
Okay,
Are you
I could
saying
go
other
through it.
town and statewide resources?
Or should we say the town and state what state organizations.
Yeah.
Organizations.
Yeah,
Yep.
other town and state organizations.
But I think sometimes it is resources.
Okay.
Could you say something like to strengthen the support we provide? Because that
Ooh.
implies too that it's like a,
There's a reason.
like
why
a
we
Yeah.
safety net,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
To strengthen, that's good.
And here we are collaborating on this state.
Collaboration
help
in
myself.
action.
So, so we made the customers change and then we changed the collaboration.
Mhm.
And are we accepting the changes that Jeannie made up at the top too with?
Yes.
I like
community
that.
I'm fine with
relations
those.
and people too? Okay. Any other? All right, so we need to have a motion to accept this.
I'll make a motion to accept the mission statement and values with revisions.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Can I just acknowledge how much I appreciate all of you? Really, it's just so, I just am so grateful that you're here to provide this place, you know, having Nina and Peter and Rachel come in and know that this is a safe space for people to have meetings like that and that these are your priorities and values. It just feels really good to be a part of a community that's doing that. So thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, we're glad to have you.
Next, I have board meeting policies.
Yeah, so that is the document that I gave to you all, copies of that, we're still waiting for a printer. From Lebanon, did you get this?
No, I read it online.
Okay.
No,
Um,
I haven't read it.
Can you just back up one second?
yeah,
Did you, move that and you
Yes,
seconded?
yes,
it? Okay.
exactly.
do you wanna introduce it since you're the one who brought it to my
Okay.
attention?
All right,
I can go make some copies if people would like. to.
so I think that I had come across this when I was, I don't know, there was something online that I was going to, and they had mentioned board meeting policies. And they mentioned some specific, oh, she went to make a copy, some specific items that we should have in our policy, mainly around public comment and making sure that we say how many minutes we have for public comment and how many minutes a person can speak, and whether or not they can speak once or if they can come back. And then the other point that I thought was really interesting for the board is that we are here to listen and that we may ask questions and discuss, but it is not necessarily always a time for a conversation. So we may
Yeah.
sit there and take the public comment, and it's our responsibility to listen, but we don't have to decide something right then and there.
Okay.
That was
Yep.
sort of what I got out of the what I was listening to.
And make that statement as, so that they know what the rules are when they make the comment. Okay.
You're right, so it didn't say that you had to say that every time, but it said that you should have a policy that backs that up.
Okay.
Okay.
And then the policy that she's making a copy of stated that, and I thought it was really good. I hope we never have to use, or you never have to
Right,
use
right.
that policy ever, but I thought it would be good to have as backup if at some point you
Yeah.
come across
Yep. Oh, that makes sense.
public comment that, and it also talked about, if somebody was, hate speech, or if they were really going after someone, or if there was something, you could refer back to that policy and say,
Okay.
listen, this is we don't
Right.
accept that in our public comment, you have to abide by these rules.
Okay. Oh, that's.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
no personal attacks in the
Mention
public
that.
comment.
I was gonna say. I think
Yeah.
We
that's
don't
really
mention it specifically, but we do, that is essentially the operating
Yeah.
policy for the select board is we,
Mhm.
except we're not generally, we don't really have conversation. Or we're not
Yeah.
supposed to, it happens every once in a while on public comment. It's a one-way,
Mhm.
really.
Right, it's supposed to be one, yeah.
Mhm.
One way,
Okay.
got it.
And it can be a source of information for our next agenda item when we can offer public discussion, but where it's not a warned item, you really can't open it for discussion between either yourselves or anybody else. So if somebody else
That
can't
makes
say,
sense.
can I comment on that comment? You could say like, you can comment here as a public comment, but we can't open this to public. This is, we can't open this to discussion because then it becomes something that has to be warned on your
Got it.
agenda.
Okay.
One other point was that there is only one time during the meeting that you could have public comment.
Yeah,
And I thought that was interesting.
So they tell you can't allow comment for each agenda item as it comes up.
I guess you could make your own rules of what you decide to do. I think in this one, it just said that, public comment was only during the public comment time.
I wonder if we're just talking about unwarned.
yeah,
Oh, maybe unwarned, yeah,
Unwarned,
So
perhaps,
on
yeah,
regular agenda.
Yeah.
we can have Discussion.
yeah.
thank you.
It went into a lot of detail. I may not be remembering everything.
How did this cross your
Right.
desk? How'd you find this?
I don't know. I went to something that was about I went to something about banned books.
Oh,
And this was part of it.
Huh.
So the other policy that I hope you guys get to is the one about how many times a book can be challenged.
Right,
And I
but
think
I
that-
think that'll come up in the collection development
Good,
policy.
okay, yep. And so while I was on there, they brought up public comments, I guess in the realm of people coming to.
Oh, I see.
And then, so where would this live? If we,
adopt the.
As part of.
It'd be part of your policy.
Yeah, yeah.
And it might go under, general, I mean, there's, sort of that you meet this many times a month and blah, blah, blah. These are the public comment
Wow,
policies.
30 minutes to hear.
Yeah.
Very engaged community. And
Yeah.
And I apologize. For the library.
I have to say, I was so excited when I saw Rachel here.
Is this your phone?
Oh, it is.
Yeah, it was just buzzing.
Thanks for finding
This would be
this.
good for us to have discussion on and.
Yeah.
and,
And I would encourage you to go online, because I had to
Okay.
copy and paste it from online and it didn't print, I couldn't
Oh.
download it quite perfectly.
is there a Vermont version of this?
I don't know, that would be a good question for me to ask. Actually, I did ask Kevin Unrath, and he said, that looks great, but he didn't say that there was a Vermont version. of it,
Sounds like a
so-
no.
So we go to the, Lebanon Public Library's website.
Yeah, I've sent you a link in the email that I sent
Okay.
you all about
Mhm.
the meeting.
Great.
Thank you very much, Emily.
Yeah.
Hopefully this will all be instituted the next time we come on the board.
We expect to come back around.
Are you coming back on the board too?
You can step away and then you can.
I like that idea.
I didn't want you to think that.
I do like that idea.
He can't because next year he's gonna run for the select
Yeah.
board.
You would be very good.
You would.
Yeah, that you would be very good.
Robert. Right in.
Okay. So, yes.
Yeah, nothing right along.
He's ignoring.
Right, so, we have, full executive session.
Mhm.
I think we should probably just talk about,
Okay.
yeah, we should do that.
All right,
Um,
Isla, I'm gonna say goodbye because They're going into executive session.
All right, well,
Thank you.
thank you, and I'll see you all soon.
Great.
Nice
Bye,
to meet you.
Hyla. Good luck
Bye.
with the election.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Way.
coming.
Yes.
I do wonder. Well, Natalie's here, do we want to?
Invite her into the executive session?
No, but celebrate.
Oh.
Yes,
I think we did.
I feel like because you didn't know this was happening, you didn't have a chance to really process it.
Oh, I know, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Do not know.
No.
I don't understand either of you guys.
Because like a year ago, you called up and you were like,
Yeah.
you were
Explain
talking
again.
through it and explaining through something, and
Yeah.
I was like, oh, yeah, okay, and then.
Here we
Just
are.
gonna do the presidency.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
you tried to get me to do the presidency, and I was like, no, I'm gonna stay as treasurer,
Well,
and.
And that's where it started, because Jonathan was here for a year, when I was president, he took the vice presidency. When I think we had a discussion at that time thinking, okay, he's gonna be a year, and then he'll leave, and then I'll be president without him here for a year, and then I'll be done.
Right.
So it's kind of that
Mhm.
transition that I was thinking of the whole time,
Right.
and so,
Whoops.
we were wrong.
Yeah.
We all we're in the middle of the store, grocery store.
You were probably like, oh.
Yeah.
So you figured it out?
Wait, are we recording?
I think we
You know
still
what?
are.
We might want to.
We didn't pull it, we didn't go into
Can we-
executive session.
No, but we
Yeah,
can,
yeah.
can we take a break? Like, can we move to take a, we probably have to make a motion.
Recess.
Yeah, we can make a motion to recess, then we can, so
Okay,
if we have a motion.
I'll make a motion to recess.
I'll second
All
that.
right, all right.
Very good.
Yes.
Do you want
Sure. There is
up top?
Oh, right,
Down.
There.
down on the right-hand side.
Oh, there it is.
pause.
Pause.
Wow, and that thing is
That is-
really
Yeah.
jumpy.
Frightening.
I can't even. We voted to,
I'll get it when I get the tape.
yeah, so we're back from the recess, and so, like a motion to go into executive session and to invite our library director, Margaret Woodruff. I can get a motion for that.
I'll make a motion to go into executive session to discuss personnel matters per one VSA section 313, inviting library director Margaret Woodruff.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Great. So, we're muted.
It's been jiggling around the whole time.
I know, it's
driving me
very
nuts.
weird.
So we just came out of executive session, no decisions were made. So, that's everything on their agenda. We have a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
That's it.
That was my last one.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All right, all in
All right.
favor? All right,